Mr. Coco, could we adjust the camera a little bit so we could see you better? All I can see is half. There you go. Good. That's much better. Thank you. Mr. Coco, how are you today?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Mr. Coco, this is a revocation hearing. I would like to explain our procedure to you. We're going to cover your parole revocation questionnaire. Do you have that questionnaire with you that you filled out?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then I'm going to read to you the allegations of how it's alleged that you have violated your parole. Then you will have an opportunity to enter a plea of either guilty, guilty with a statement, not guilty, or not guilty with a statement. Then we'll have a full discussion of the allegations that you're charged with. Do you understand the procedure?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's go to your questionnaire. If you'll take a look at it, please. Where you've answered the following questions. Have you been treated for mental illness in the last 5 years? Your answer is no. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You can read and write?
Yes, sir.
You do understand the parole violation charges against you?
Yes, sir.
And you do wish to speak in your own behalf?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
According to the information, you are not entitled to a lawyer. Do you have a lawyer representing you?
No, sir.
You wish to proceed today?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to read you the allegations against you. Number 4, you violated this condition of supervision by committing the offenses of attempted second-degree murder and battery of a dating partner. You were arrested by the Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office on June 14th, 2021, and charged with said offenses. The charges were no billed by the District Attorney's Office due to victim noncompliance. Number 10, you violated this condition of supervision by your failure to make any payments towards supervision fees. With reference to the violation of number 4, that you violated this condition by committing the offenses of attempted second-degree murder and battery of a dating partner, how do you plead, sir?
Not guilty.
And to number 10, you violated this condition of supervision by your failure to make any payments to your supervision fees. How do you plead to that?
I'm guilty for not paying the fees, but I was in the process of Social Security at the time.
All right, you'll get an opportunity to explain
Okay.
your answer in just a few moments, okay?
Yes, sir.
Is this Mr. Roche, is this your case?
It is, Mr. Marabella.
Okay. Mr. Coco, Mr. Roche has been assigned to your case. He's going to ask you some questions and you'll have an opportunity to respond to those questions and anything else you'd like to say at the end of this hearing, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Roche?
Thank you, Mr. Marabella. Good morning, Mr. Coco. How are you?
Good morning.
Good. Mr. Coco, let's take number 10 first. This statement implies that you've never paid anything towards your fees. How long had you been on supervision before you were arrested?
2 months.
So you
Missed 2 months.
So you were arrested 2 months after you got out of incarceration?
No, sir. I got out of incarceration in January 29th.
January 29th of 2021.
Yes, sir. I was seeing him.
And when were you arrested?
June 16th.
So you were probably 6 months behind on your supervision fees.
6 months? No, sir. I just got out in
January.
In January. All right.
So you're 5 months behind.
No, I'm not 5 months behind.
We're not gonna quibble over 5 or 6 months. You got out of incarceration in January. Your fees should have started in February, March, April, May, June. That's 5 months.
Yes, sir. All right. Yes, sir.
So why didn't you pay your fees?
I was in the process of securing Social Security benefits.
When you signed that contract, Mr. Coco, you said that you would pay your fees in the first 5 days of the month, each and every month that you were on supervision?
Yes, sir. How am I pay if I can't work, sir?
Well, a part of your supervision is that you maintain a full-time job.
I can't maintain a full-time job if I got disability. I can't
Okay.
work.
And what is your disability?
Club feet.
Okay. Okay. So basically, have you got your Social Security yet?
I've been in here.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about violation of number 4. You were arrested and charged with attempted second-degree murder and battery on a dating partner. Those charges were not billed due to non-compliance by the victim. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Tell me exactly what happened, Mr. Coco.
We was dating, and she came by like a couple of days, and she wanted to go to the hospital. She said she had a headache. And I brought her to the hospital, sir.
And there was no altercation whatsoever. She just came by the house and you brought her to the hospital because she was complaining of a headache.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that's it.
That's it.
Nothing else happened.
Nothing else happened.
Okay. Now I want to tell you, Mr. Coco, we have the police report.
Okay.
The police report states that this young lady had bruises and contusions, and when brought to the hospital, she had to have emergency brain surgery, and some parts of her brain had moved some 9 millimeters out of place, and she had said that she hit her head on the trunk of the car, I believe. And medical report says that the injuries that she sustained was inconsistent with someone hitting their head on the trunk of a car. It was more like that person was beaten. We also had the police report telling us what condition this young lady was in at the time after surgery when she was able to speak to the police. There was still signs of someone that had been beaten. Also, the police said she was sort of incoherent and made statements to the fact that she was beaten. There was testimony from her sister saying that hours before she had to go to the hospital, that she admitted that she had been beaten the night before. Do you have any idea how those beatings occurred?
No, sir.
Ms. Marabella, that concludes my questioning.
Thank you. Mr. Coco, do you have any reason why the victim would say that you beat the shit out of her? That was her statement to the police.
Huh?
Well, you heard me. Is there any reason why she would say that?
I mean, everybody have arguments. I mean, we had arguments, but I didn't touch up. I mean,
Well, my question is, do you have any explanation for why she would say that to the police? Apparently, she was trying to say, oh, you didn't do anything. And then all of a sudden, she blurted out, Antonio beat the shit out of me.
This is
Well,
what
why
I'm,
would she say that?
because I have other women in my relationship. I have other relationship with other females too.
Well, I mean, what does that mean? You beat other women too, or what?
No, what I'm saying is that she can be angry that I'm with someone else. That's all.
Mhm.
So she was in the hospital with a serious brain injury that you didn't have anything to do with, and all of a sudden she's gonna blurt out, "You beat the shit out of her." That's what you're telling me because you got other women?
I don't see them do more than that behind they partner or whoever they associated with. I don't see them do stuff way worse than that.
Mm. Mm.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mhm.
Anyone else have any questions? I don't see
Yeah,
any.
I do.
Ms. Wise, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you, Chairman. I want to point out to you that the medical report that this panel had indicated that there was some severe head trauma, that her brain was moved, actually shifted. I mean, so do you have any idea who would have hit her like that?
No, ma'am, not me.
Okay, okay, gotcha. Okay. And to your knowledge, were you the only one that she was seeing?
To my knowledge, yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Okay. And what time was it that you take her to the hospital?
I know it was like maybe 8:30, 9 in the morning. It was early in the morning, like maybe.
It was early in the morning, and you spent the night there at her house?
No, ma'am, shoot, at my house.
Oh, she was at your house,
Yes, ma'am.
and she had spent the night at your house.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. So she had spent the night there.
Yeah, we were dating. Yes, ma'am.
Y'all were dating. She was one of the women you were dating.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. All right. But you have no idea. She just woke up and that medical report said that her brain has shifted like that from some kind of trauma. You have no idea.
No, I mean, she told me she had a headache. I brought her to the hospital.
You don't have no indication that she went to the bathroom and failed or anything like that. You have nothing. You don't have no idea.
No, ma'am.
So when y'all woke up, y'all just kind of woke up at the same time, to your knowledge. So she didn't wake up early and could have failed or hit her head, and you didn't.
She didn't tell me nothing about it.
Okay, you didn't notice any of them. I'm talking about what you saw yourself with your own eyes.
Oh, I ain't see nothing.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. That's all I have.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you very much. Mr. Coco, is there anything you'd like to say before we vote?
Oh, no, sir.
Mr. Roche?
Mr. Coco, I have undisputable facts before me that Michelle was beaten to the point where she had emergency brain surgery. I have a police report that alludes to the same thing. I have testimony from the victim's sister who said you had beat her the night before.
Who said that?
Sir, I am giving my decision. You've had your chance.
Oh, okay. I thought you was asking me something. That's why I was.
No. I have undisputable evidence that domestic abuse battery happened. Based on that evidence, I'm going to revoke your supervision this morning. Thank you. Upon release, I'm going to add 2 conditions to your supervision. Condition number 1, immediately upon release, you are to complete a domestic Domestic Violence Offenders Program, called a BBOP program. It's a 26-week program. You are to complete that program upon your release from incarceration. The second condition is that you are to have no contact with Michelle Yahoma. That is my decision.
Thank you, Mr. Roche. Ms. Wise?
Due to the compelling documentation that we have, the testimony of the officer at the hospital and the medical documentation that we have, I concur. My vote is to revoke your supervision and your original sentence be imposed. I also concur with the additional conditions that's been outlined by Mr. Roche. Best wishes to you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Wise. Mr. Coco, I agree with my colleagues. My vote is likewise to revoke and your original sentence be imposed with the same conditions as outlined as Mr. Roche when you are ultimately released. Good luck to you, sir.
Is that all with Mr. Coco?
Yes, thank you very much. We're finished with Mr. Coco.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Marabella, we can.
Wow. You know, I like the way Mr. Marabella ended that hearing with, yeah, Mr. Coco, we're done with you. I like the way they all handled the hearing. They were all just disgusted by the injury, the way Ms. Wise described the injury, how her skull was shifted. And what's particularly disturbing about this case is that Richard provided links and links and links of his crime track record, and we'll just take a glimpse at it. He's got a track record this big, which is quite confusing. Louisiana's known to be kind of tough on the type of crimes that he's been charged with over and over and over again, which is distribution, possession with intent to distribute. But he keeps getting away with these crimes. And he had, this hearing took place in 2021. He got out and was rearrested. He got out and he was again rearrested just recently in March. He's back in jail. He's like a career criminal, but a really bad career criminal. He keeps getting caught. Well, look at this. So you have looking down here. So this is 2019, 8/1/2019, but he has the sentencing date 2020, but there's guilty, felony, right? So you have possession, illegal carry of a weapon, possession of firearm, possession, illegal, right? So, but this is all, of course, just, offense date 8/6, 8/1. It's kind of like the same date, right? Then you have here, which is 6/14/21, you had a parole violation. His parole was revoked, but it's sentence length 11 days. This is what we just saw. So are you saying that he only got 11 days? I don't understand that part. Here, he had a second-degree attempt of taking someone's life, which is what we just saw here, but it was dismissed. Even the battery of a dating partner was dismissed because I guess she just didn't want to take the stand. And what's interesting is the DA, they didn't care to do anything. We have seen where the DA will say, we don't care if the victim is not going to take the stand. The crime is so vicious that we're going to charge you anyways. But it was dismissed. What we just saw was dismissed, and it seems he only got 11 days. Which I just don't understand. Then you have here these charges. 1/13/2023. You see, he got another parole violation, but it only served 11 days. Possession with intent to distribute. Again. unlawful use and possession of body armor. All of these felonies, but it's I don't know. And then so here we have this goes into information of one of the charges, or one of the times that he did serve time. This was he got like a 10-year sentence for a crime he committed in 2019. The defendant, Antonio Coco, I liked how Mr. Richet was calling him Coco, was charged with bill of 1-count felony possession of firearm, 1 count of this sexual battery, which he ended up getting that charge dismissed on. So he didn't get, even though it was clear that they just keep. I guess it's because the women don't take the stand against him. But so on the facts of this case, it's quite brutal. The victim, Casey Joe, testified that she may have been using Pepsi Cola at the time of the incident, and then the defendant was her dealer. She had arrest for felony and theft, simple burglary convictions, unauthorized use of motor vehicle, possession, controlled substance. After having an argument with her boyfriend on May 2nd, the victim, so her boyfriend called Eddie Coco the defendant's brother. So Coco is the defendant's brother, and asked if she could stay at his house. Eddie agreed and brought her to the residence, so Coco agreed, brought her to the residence he shared with the defendant. She then went to sleep in Eddie's room after taking his Xanax. She awakened by the defendant, Patrick Williams, and another man screaming about missing narcotics belonging to the defendant. Thereafter, so basically what happened was, I'll just cut to the chase, but they accused her of taking the narcotics. She said she didn't. They made her strip naked. They abused her. And they didn't end up finding the narcotics on her. And then she ended up reporting to the police. They came there with a search warrant, found the child, they found all the narcotics, and then they charged him, and that's what he served time for. There was another thing at the house that he lives. There was a homicide. There were 2 homicides, but none of them ever got pinned on him. So he has a horrendous track record, but seems to somehow keep getting out of prison. I feel empathy for, imagine you're the police officer and you keep arresting this guy and he keeps getting out. It must just be so frustrating. But there it is. It was quite a terrifying case, and I think some insight into how the system works. You can arrest them and lock them up as much as you want, but it doesn't seem to solve the problem. But he is locked up right now, and I don't know if we'll see a revocation hearing for him or if he's just going to be waiting for trial. I'm not quite sure, frankly. But with that, I'll let you go.